Hi everyone. Just a quick intro so you know who's talking to you. My name is Tanya and I live in Ballarat with my husband and my two sons, aged 10 and 13, and our cat and dog. Now on to the task at hand. While looking into what I wanted to delve into deeper with regard to my own teaching practices, the studies of John Hattie really resonated with me. His research has been very extensive. To paraphrase what is outlined in the preface and synopsis of his book, Visual Learning for Teachers, Maximising Impact on Learning, his team ran workshops for over 3,000 teachers and school leaders and worked in more than 1,000 schools. The book is a collation of results comprising of over 15 years of research involving millions of students and evidence-based research as to what works most effectively in schools to improve learning. As mentioned in a previous lecture with regard to recording results of findings, Hattie and his team have collated a list of influences on achievement. One area that rated very highly with a score of 0.74, which is of interest to me, was reciprocal teaching. This is something that I have implemented within my lesson planning and presentation, but not on a concentrated level. The strength of these findings has also been reflected and supported in many other studies and scholarly writings, and is extensively used and supported in schools. The process can be used cross-curricularly, however its main focus is within literacy and especially reading comprehension, and this is the focus that I'm going to take. As we all know, the purpose of reading is to understand what is written. Also, literacy is the base for further learning, therefore I am very focused in facilitating strong literacy skills within my students. On a personal level, one of my own children struggled very much with literacy and reading in the first 3 years of his schooling. This began to affect all areas of his scholastic journey and his self-confidence. However, with intervention, including reading recovery, smaller focus group classes, reciprocal teaching opportunities, and support at home, he is now above expected level and actually enjoys reading. I therefore have an ever more personal interest into how and why these interventions worked for him. I now want to be able to offer these opportunities for success to all of the students in my care to help facilitate them reaching and exceeding their potential. Reciprocal teaching involves 4 steps and areas of questioning during and after a student has read a text. These areas are predicting what the text is about or what is about to happen within the text, clarifying any words or phrases that are not understood, generating questions in relation to and about the text, and summarising the text. Although this process begins as a teacher-guided activity, its purpose is to engage students to ask their own questions during and after reading something to enhance their understanding of the text. The power of questioning and also the structure of these questions and how they are presented and supported is very important throughout these processes. As mentioned earlier, the evidence that these techniques work is very strong. My questions, therefore, do not involve finding evidence or creating studies as to whether it is an effective and valuable pedagogical approach, but more around how and why it works, and also how it is best implemented within the real-world classroom. Consequently, my working question is, as a graduate teacher, how can I best use reciprocal teaching opportunities within the classroom to strengthen reading comprehension? What are the best methods of questioning with regard to this? It's a bit lengthy, I know, so I will make this more concise as my knowledge is expanded during this research process. Some of the ways I will gather data will be continued reading and analysing scholarly articles and their links to the curriculum. Some of the articles I have read and am in the process of reading, I have listed here. Furthermore, I have already begun interviewing experienced teachers about their techniques, style of questioning, and implementation of reciprocal teaching within their own classrooms. I also endeavour to observe these practices to compare techniques. Once I've analysed the varying approaches on this theme, I will endeavour to collate the best approaches and questioning and implementation within the lessons I present myself. Levels of success will then be recorded and recognised as a student's comprehension of a text having been confirmed through questioning. I have my first set of rounds for this year, my first in over 2 years, starting next term, and endeavour to take every opportunity to enmesh this within my lesson planning. I will take anecdotal notes with regard to progress of students. I will look at previously collected data on these students so I have a stronger understanding of where they are currently positioned, of course with permission of the head teacher involved. At the moment, most of my data collection will involve more of an inductive approach. However, this may change as my knowledge and experiences expand during this research process. As well as formal readings, I endeavour to involve as many teachers as possible and involve students of different developmental stages and grade levels. I'm very excited to be able to unpack and immerse myself within this area of teaching and learning and look forward to seeing how my attitudes and approaches develop. Thanks for listening, and I eagerly await your feedback. Thank you. Bye.